whispering soft, luring signs, wrapping you around my finger, gently touch, full of spell, blinding you into another, sneaking around, hunting prey to find me another lover. Behind closed doors, an empty space, we're in a secret love encounter.
How's it going, guys? Today we're going to compare the DJI Ronin M to the Crane 2. Now this is going to be a super interesting comparison because both these systems have about the exact same maximum weight limit. So the major difference that we're going to be talking about is the different designs and how either one has its own benefits in different situations. Now this also will apply to the DJI Ronin S, but I don't have that. It's back ordered for months right now. So when that comes in, there'll be another review comparing it just to this guy and also to the Crane 2. But for now, we're going to be comparing these two gimbals and how their designs differ, how you use them, and also the resulting images. This past weekend, I got to shoot some air-to-air stuff out of the back of a plane, which was the perfect opportunity to use a gimbal, and I decided to take the DJI Ronin M because I had the space to really use it to its full potential. I've been working with these two gimbals for a while now, and while I love the Crane 2, I don't quite trust it as enough about getting the shot as the Ronin M. Also, it really feels more secure when you have two hands holding onto the gimbal and you're able to operate it and make fine-tuned adjustments much easier, I feel, than like on the Crane 2 where you only have a pole and you kind of just have to hold on to that. It just does not feel like you have as secure of a grip on the Crane 2 as you do with the Ronin M. The shots you get while flying with the gimbal are just a dream. It's amazing to see this guy work. And there were some pretty turbulent areas, and there was even one point where I had to put the gimbal down because I was getting bounced around too much. But this guy did an excellent job. You can see in this behind the scenes footage how I was moving all around, getting bumped up and down, but the footage that you get from it just looks flawless. Like when you see how much the plane is moving around, it really shows you how excellent this gimbal is at doing its job. Now for some test footage of the Crane 2, I did not take it into the plane. I feel like there's just not enough grip on this guy, even though it would do the job very well. Also, there's a very strong point here where I put the tether cable and then clipped this to me, and I knew whatever would happen, this would not fall out. I luckily have not had any accidents, but on this guy, I'm not exactly sure where you would tether it so that it doesn't fall out. I mean, you could try to attach it right here, but that's just not super grippy. There's a tripod thread on the bottom, so you could attach something there, but that seems very far away from the camera and it just does not quite seem equipped for this kind of work. With that said, we're looking at a very specific use of the gimbal in an airplane. I would give it to the Ronin M, but after a while, my arms did get quite tired. There was one other thing that I noticed while flying with the DJI Ronin M, and that was when the plane took turns and kind of started to get some G-forces. I guess the horizon got way off, which was kind of weird, and it took about 30 seconds of steady flight for the horizon to become adjusted back to straight and level. So I'm not exactly sure what was going on there, but I think the gyroscopes and sensors and stuff got screwed up when the plane took a turn. I'm not exactly sure, but I'm guessing the Crane 2 would do the exact same thing, and also the Ronin S will probably do the exact same thing, but that would be something really interesting to test. Make sure to stay tuned for something like that in the future. So on the flip side, if you're not filming in an airplane or something like that, you really don't need all this extra weight that comes with the Ronin M. That's where a smaller, more compact design like this is super great. So if you're just walking around filming an event or something like that, this design is just much more suited to that kind of work, whereas the Ronin M is a little too bulky and definitely too heavy to carry around if you're walking a bunch of different places. I guess it really just comes down to both of these are really good in different categories. So it depends on what you're shooting and how much effort you want to put into the shot. That decides which gimbal you should go for. So I'm really excited to see when the Ronin S gets here because that has basically the exact same design but at a slightly higher weight limit and I think some stronger motors, and I do just trust DJI products a little bit more than the Zion Crane. If you're not subscribed, make sure to do so because I have weekly filmmaking and DSLR camera tips and tricks and everything fun like that. Thank you for watching, and as always, don't forget to keep it pro.